we're back because I am a warrior. I am back because it is in my blood, living the dream that we've always wanted to live.
What time?
Time has gone by, yet it's as if time was on my side.
So the magic for one time.
I did get a chance earlier to watch the weigh-in. Apologies for the late show. It is 10:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow we will be here during the main event, the co-main, Leo Santa Cruz versus Keenan Cabajal, and Keith one-time Thurman versus Mario Barrios. So, you know, a lot of people are saying they're not going to buy the fight. Boxing scene, Keith Iddick predicted or said that his industry sources are saying that this fight's going to do around 75,000 to 100,000 pay-per-view buys. You know, I'm hearing the same shit. People like they're going to stream this shit. It just doesn't have like, you know what, yo, we're going to watch that motherfucking fight, you know? And surprisingly, I think that Keith Thurman can possibly lose based on the layoff. Pretty much. That's pretty much where I'm going with it. The layoff is why I think he'll lose. You know, and I'm wondering about his hungerness. You know, like, does he have the, you know, the hungerness, you know, anymore? Got married, had a kid, you know, numerous injuries. Crashed up his Mustang, drives a Prius. Just wondering, man. You know, plays the flute, plays the piano, very talented athlete. Suffering from the disease known as male pattern baldness. I suffer from it too. Deadliest disease known to man. He had to cut his ponytail. But anyway, let's recap the weigh-in. We got a lot to catch up on in the next hour or less. It's probably going to be about, you know, 45 minutes to a 55-minute stream. We just started about a couple of minutes ago. We got some weigh-ins to watch. This one, Thurman versus Barrios. We're going to start off the show hot. Then we're going to go check out the Claressa Shields versus Emma Kozin and Eubank Jr. versus Liam Williams weigh-in. I didn't watch that one earlier. We're going to check out the Carlos Cuadras versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez, the brother of Joshua Franco. We're going to check out that weigh-in. And what other weigh-in? Is there another one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 significant cards tomorrow. Midday card here in the States on pay-per-view. Ew, what are they thinking? Oh, wait, hold on, let me fix this. Like, ew, tomorrow for $29.99 on FITE.tv, or if you have Xfinity or Fios, you can buy it through your cable subscriber. I don't know about the Dish or DirecTV, but for $30, they're charging us for Claressa Shields versus Emma Kozin. That's how it's billed here in the States. You know, they're selling it off of Claressa Shields, but over in the UK on free TV or regular Sky Sports, which is their equivalent of ESPN over in the UK, they're getting it basically for free. But over here, we got to pay $30 for Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Williams. What belt is on the line? The IBO? And then Claressa Shields versus Emma Kozin. Otto Wallin is on that card. He's returning. And also, Julius Ndangu is on the card. And Caroline Dubois, the sister of Daniel Dubois, who's supposed to be fighting Trevor Bryan next. She's much more charismatic than her brother by far. But anyway, let's get to this weigh-in here. Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. I was doing other shit in the background. Actually, I was on a legal call. So I did watch the weigh-in, but I didn't really follow it. You see what I'm saying? So I guess, you know what? Let's start with Leo Santa Cruz first. Let's see what's going on here. How long is this weigh-in? Let's see. If you don't know, the card is going to be, let's start with just at the beginning, I guess. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to just skim through the weigh-ins. And remember, tomorrow night, I'm going to be here, live, real time, streaming during the fight.
Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, as premier boxing champ.
I'm not feeling that music. They got to cut that shit off.
Right here, and it's all brought to you by TGB Promotions, and also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, now available in New York. Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. And we begin with our opening pay-per-view attraction. Please welcome the fighters as they make their way to the stage at this time. First from Phoenix, Arizona, by way of Ciudad Obregón, Sonora, Mexico. The undefeated.
So remember, this is going to open up the pay-per-view. Let me pull up the card here on BoxRec. Stop being lazy. I didn't make no show notes. These are Wednesday's show notes, but I'm just going to, you know, use it as like a little bit of a key. But yeah, basically, let me pull up the BoxRec and, you know, get really into the nitty-gritty of things. By the way, take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Let me tell you once again what we're doing. We're going to recap the 3 major weigh-ins of the day. This one, the Thurman versus Barrios card, which is going to be on PBC on Fox pay-per-view tomorrow night for $74.95, $75. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Is the Claressa Shields, Emma Kozin, and Liam Williams, Chris Eubank Jr. card. We're going to watch that weigh-in next. And after that, we're going to check in on the Carlos Cuadras versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez weigh-in, and then talk about the fights.
World rank contender introducing Carlos Castro.
This is supposed to be like the sleeper
And
fight
now
of
we
the night.
invite to the stage, and this time from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He is the former bantamweight champion of the world, Luis Pantera Neri. And we're ready to bring our fighters to the scale at this time. The weight limit on this fight is 122 pounds for the WBC Super Bantamweight World Title Eliminator. First to the scale with a record of 27 wins, no losses, 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the undefeated world-ranked Super Bantamweight contender, introducing Carlos Castro. $121.5 pounds, 121.5 pounds for Carlos Castro. And now his opponent, 31-1, 24 knockouts to his credit, the former WBC Bantamweight champion of the world and the current Super Bantamweight world contender, Luis Pantera Neri. 121.75 pounds, 121.75.
Went right for that Pedialyte. Yeah, this is supposed to be opening up the card tomorrow, and it's supposed to be an action-packed fight. Here, let me do it this way. Which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah, Carlos Castro. Look, he fucking that Pedialyte up. I was gonna say that if he ain't make weight, he need to relinquish his beard, give that Joan back to the people. But this fight is taking place at 122, correct? What weight is this fight at? 122, right? Because I'm looking at Castro record, 27-0 with 12 KOs. Remind me, have I seen him fight before? I've got to have seen him fight before. Gotta have seen him fight before, right? Well, anyway, how do you feel about this card? I mean, overall, me personally, I'm hype. You know, I want to see it. You know, I am more, I am disappointed that Jose Zito Lopez is not on the card. He was supposed to fight Abel Ramos. Really, that was the fight I was really looking forward to the most. Oh, PBC just announced the card. What fight is
Nevada
this?
Premier
Oh, Abel
Champions continues with our official weigh-in. We invite our fighters to the stage at this time. First from Ciudad Lerdo Durango,
Isn't this the dude that beat J-Rock?
Mexico. He's the southpaw standout. Please welcome 24K Vladimir Hernandez.
Yeah, this the dude
And
that
now we invite to
upset.
the stage at this time from Casa
This the dude that upset J-Rock Williams.
Jesus Mono Ramos. And we're ready to bring our fighters to the scale at this time. Looks like the fighters are ready as well. 10 rounds of boxing, a middleweight special attraction. His record is 13-4 with 6 knockouts. Welcome to the scale, Vladimir 24K Hernandez.
What up, T.Y.? Yeah, he had beat J-Rock.
153.5 pounds, 153.5 pounds. And now his opponent to the scale at this time, 17-0 with 14 knockouts, the undefeated world-ranked rising star. Here is Jesus Mono Ramos.
Yeah, I've heard of Iron Boy. I've covered fights in person for them.
152 1/2 pounds, 152 1/2 pounds for Jesus Mono Ramos.
Correction, we send people to Iron Boy promotion fights. I mean, because he beat J-Rock, you know, I'm interested in the fight. But I think Ramos should make some work of him. The next fight they're going to weigh in is Leo Santa Cruz versus Keenan Cabajal. A part of me wants to pull up the Fox Sports broadcast. I did record it on my DVR and watch that one. Because I do want to hear the stuff from Kate Abdo and Sean Porter. This is from the PBC YouTube. But since we're short on time, I really don't have the time to pull that up.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen, a super welterweight special attraction. Rising young star Jesus Mono Ramos against the upset-minded 24K Vladimir Hernandez, live tomorrow night on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view.
I mean, you know, I'm cool with the first two fights, but that's because I'm a boxing pugilist pro.
All right, fans, here we go. We're ready to bring out our fighters for our next official weigh-in from the Michelob Ultra Arena at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Premier Boxing Champions.
Yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not a bad card, but I can understand how people, like, they don't want to pay $75 for two losers. Not losers as in calling them losers, but the fact that they lost, both of them, in their last fight. You know, Mario Barrios to, in a fight he was winning, to Tank Davis, and then Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao 2.5 years ago, over 2.5 years ago. You know, headlining a PBC on Fox pay-per-view. It's not the fighter's fault, you know, that, you know. But one thing for sure is these pay-per-views are red flags, because this would have been, you know, a headliner of Showtime or even Fox just about 3-4 years ago. And Boxing Scene pointed that out in the article that they released earlier today, or was it yesterday? They put out the article. It's like, you know, these fights now, these pay-per-views, they're big red flags. You know, that the money's not there. These networks are not trying to put up the money, so they're making the fan pay for it. And this fight is trending very, very low regarding pay-per-view buys. Like, this shit's going to be streamed to smithereens. I'm going to pull up the Fox broadcast. This is from the Facebook page. I'm going to pull up the Fox broadcast so we can get some of the behind-the-scenes shit. What was I going to say? Oh, you know, maybe they'll get some extra buys because, you know, the weather's real bad along the, you know, East Coast to Midwest. Maybe they'll be able to, you know, get some extra pay-per-view buys. But right now, you know, you don't hear nobody talking about like, yo, man, I'm on fucking Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios. You know, we're going to be in the crit. You know, got to go to the market, get this shit for the fight. Like, this don't have, you know, you don't hear people like, you know, like getting hype or wanting to throw fight parties and shit. You know, it's just not there. What is this fucking Blue Bloods? I'm not watching no Blue Bloods. I'm pulling up the Fox version of my DVR because this doesn't have, oh shit. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, there we are. Caleb Plant's wife.
Like Leo Santa Cruz, you know, it's only right that this is it. Like, this is my moment, taking on, like I said, like a huge champion like that in Vegas. Like, this is everything that I dreamed about.
You know this is the biggest fight of your career. You're on pay-per-view. What do you want to show the fans tomorrow night?
Who I am, Keenan Cardwell. I want to show them that who that boy from Phoenix is, that I could fight my ass off. So come Saturday, you guys, the world will know who I am.
Looking forward to it. Good luck tomorrow.
By
Leo,
the way, he's not even ranked nowhere. Like, and yes, Leo's coming off a loss too. So basically 3 of your 4 headliners are coming off of losses.
If you remember this, but obviously the first fight that you had in Las Vegas was in 2008. This is now your 10th fight here. How good does it feel to be back in Las Vegas in front of the fans that have been such a big part of your career?
My bad. You know what? I'm still mad at this fool for throwing the same gosh darn punch 3 different times. You know, but he do look well rested.
It's a dream come true, you know. That's what I always dream of when I was small, to fight in Vegas, you know, where all the champions fought. And right now, it's still unbelievable. I'm excited. I'm happy to come and give a great show.
Featherweight champion, fighting at super featherweight this weekend. You made weight pretty easy. He had a long layoff. Are you just itching to get back in the ring to show fans why you're one of boxing's most exciting fighters?
Yes, I'm very excited. You know, I was anxious to get back in the ring. You know, after my last defeat, I needed some rest and to recover. But, you know, I'm excited to come back, and I want to show the world that Leo Santa Cruz is back, and I'm going to come to entertain the fans like I always do.
Love to see it. Good luck to you tomorrow. Kate, back to you.
Thank you so much, guys.
I want to listen. You know what? Let me just do this right now and get it out the way. Hold on. Hopefully this don't freeze my shit. There we go. Let's try to, I want to watch this one. Because on the Fox joint, they be on some weird shit. I mean, on the PBC, you know, I understand they have to like edit it all up and everything. Oh man, they gonna make me do all this fast forwarding and shit. Oh man, maybe it's right there. See, this is why I really want to fuck with it, because it's gonna take forever. But I do want to hear what Kate Abdo and all them have to say. See if Leo sat down with any of them. Let's see what they got to say. Let's listen in. What do you have to say?
I think that we've been waiting for Keith to get back because we know who he can be in the ring. He can be very vicious. He can be very tenacious. He can be very powerful and leave his guys on the canvas. And that's what we're hoping we see on Saturday night.
We worked with Keith here when he was in a suit at one of these previous fights during the WAC era,
Manny
right?
Pacquiao.
Was it?
Manny Pacquiao Ugas.
Could have been. Yeah. And I remember thinking, yeah, he's kind of shrunk a little bit. It's like a lot of us, you know, the pandemic, you're on the couch, you're watching movies, and now...
I don't think people shrunk during the pandemic.
I didn't know what he was talking about.
Your fighting spirit shrinks. Your aura shrinks. You get smaller. He wasn't a powerful guy talking. He didn't have that same thing. Yeah. Now he sounds like that guy. Just like this guy's going to be watching fights and thinking, wait a second, I'm Sean Porter. He's thinking now, I'm Keith Thurman. I'm the welterweight champ.
Don't poke me, Brian. Don't poke me.
Sorry, I got you.
Okay, let's get you right back over to Jimmy Lennon Jr. to get the main event fighters onto the scales.
Well, fans, before we bring out our fighters for the featured bout, let's take a closer look at this showdown in the welterweight division and our main event of the evening, Thurman versus Barrios.
We already watched that part. Let me fast forward. If you want to watch this little intro, then you need to, you know, go watch the beginning of the video or watch it on Fox or some shit. I'm not here. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm giving Barrios a chance mostly because of, you know, I don't trust Keith Thurman no more. You know that his heart's in the...
Thank you very much, Jordan. Thank you, guys. Keith Thurman, bringing that Keith Thurman.
Said he got the Murphy cut. RoboCop without his mask on. But yeah, man, that bald shit ain't no joke. I told you I'm bald, man. I ain't been the same. I ain't been right since. Yeah, so once again, I'm going to be here, 24 hours from now, streaming. We're going to be starting at about 10 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be streaming during, we're not streaming the fight, you fucking degenerates, but we will be here live in real time during the Leo Santa Cruz versus Keenan Cabajal fight and Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. I'm also going to be streaming during the Claressa Shields versus Emma Kozin and Eubank Jr. versus Liam Williams. So it's going to be busy as shit tomorrow. And also, TstreeT, bro, got to make some YouTube money, man. I ain't been doing no videos for like 2 months. You know, we need that. So let me fast forward to see if Keith is going to sit down with Sean Porter or anybody's going to sit down with those guys. You know, and talk about the fight. Damn commercials. If not, then we're going to head over and check out the Claressa Shields, Emma Kozin, Liam Williams, Chris Eubank Jr. weigh in. Nope. They talking some NASCAR shit. Let's see what they're talking about.
All right, we've got a stacked night for you tomorrow. A 4-fight pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Featuring the return of Leo Santa Cruz. It culminates in the welterweight main event between two once-beaten fighters, Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios. Make sure that you grab your front row seat for the return of Keith Thurman. You can buy it now at foxsports.com/PPV, or you can buy also now on the Fox Sports app and watch on any screen that you want. Las Vegas is where fortunes can be won or lost in an instant. And in the words of the king of rock and roll, Viva Las Vegas.
Nope, that Elvis shit will definitely get me copyrighted. Nope. Well, I'm guessing that is the end of the broadcast for that. Normally, sometimes they will sit down after the weigh-in, you know, but I understand the motherfuckers be hungry, like for real. Like, you know, they be real irritable and they don't be trying to do nothing after the weigh-in but go get something to eat. So let's head on over to Sky Sports and watch the boxer weigh in. BOXXER, that's what they call their little promotional group over there. Let's see here. Where's it at?
Going, thought he was going to get.
By the way, I don't like that Sky announcer. Like the black dude. Guess I shouldn't be saying that during Black History Month. Gotta love all the brothers.
The fight with Dillian Whyte, that fell through at the last minute.
Oh yeah, Otto Wallin is back. So basically, let me pull up this card real quick for you. Let you know what's going on. It's a nice, solid card. I like the card. It's not nothing where I'm gonna be like, yo, this is some, you know, this is some shit, you know, this motherfucking card. But at the same time, I like the card. Here it is. Here in the States, right? And I know I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but they're charging us $30 for this joint. $30 they're charging us for Cuss Eubank Jr. versus Liam Williams, Claressa Shields versus Emma Kozin. Likely, I'm guessing that Savannah Marshall is going to be there to show up, you know, and they're going to talk some shit to each other. Harlem Eubank, the cousin, not brother of Cuss Eubank Jr. Otto Wallin is back against a Camille Skolowski. Kolowski and Julius Ndangu. They just threw him on the card against a Chris Jenkins. And then Caroline Dubois, the sister of Daniel Dubois, very charismatic Daniel Dubois, show up in the summertime in Ohio on a Jake Paul card against Teron Woodley with a leather jacket, Daniel Dubois. Brown leather jacket, the jacket. That guy's a character.
And so, you know, it's important here that just gets the win.
Well, we're going to skim through this weigh-in.
Keeps his career moving, keeps that activity, keeps that
momentum building. You know, he's trying to work his way into getting another big fight and hopefully a shot at the world title.
For someone like Otto Wallin, his only loss is to the likes of Tyson Fury. I mean, that's a good name on paper to lose to. How frustrating is it when you want to get back in the mix and you want to?
That's the duty fighting.
Well, he's lucky because he's in the heavyweight division, and right now, where the heavyweight division sort of fell off for a while, it's back, and any up and comer in that division has tons of opportunity ahead of them. So all he needs is a couple more wins to be back in the mix. I wouldn't worry too much. If he has the talent and he has the team, then he should go far.
How much of a test will Skolowski be?
Why are they yelling at us? I had to turn down the volume.
Guy's experienced, he's been there with some good opponents. I think he'll give him some rounds, but I don't think he really poses much of a chance.
Super spreader event. I saw that super spreader.
I don't think anyone would expect that to happen. But I think we're going back to what we said about activity. I think it's just key for wanting to stay busy now, and you know, because he's one of the top heavyweights. He's
her all-around technique. Need to see.
This is Daniel Dubois' sister.
She'll be able to get away with the style that she has for a long time. I mean, the girls that she's going to be going up against, they just don't have the amateur pedigree or the experience that she does. So she'll be able to get away with it. But as time goes on,
I don't know who any of these people are. Just fast forwarding to Claressa Shields. Well, anyway, I'm going to be here watching and covering it.
Title fight or losing at a certain level.
Oh, my man Ndangu.
If you lose there, where'd you go? You know, what's the next move then?
Well, Jenkins will be looking to...
All right, here we go. See what we got.
fluffy slippers.
Let's see what we got.
She was wearing slippers pretty much to mock Emma Kozin and say, listen, I know you're taking this seriously and it's a big deal for you, but this is easy for me. I run this division. You're not going to beat me, and I'm going to just mock you by showing up.
I'm going to go on a record to say it. Yo, that Savannah Marshall ain't no joke.
About the fight that we would love to see happen in the summer.
Claressa Shields going to get taken to school, but go ahead, call me a hater.
There they are.
Just my personal opinion, man. That girl ain't no joke.
I mean, if you're gonna wear
that girl ain't no joke. Like, that girl ain't no joke.
Claressa can do that. She can get away with that.
And she already beat her once, but it's the amateurs. But that Savannah Marshall ain't no joke.
I'm jealous. They look very comfy. They do. As I was saying, though.
Why would you wear denim to a weigh-in? She know better. It must have been like doing interviews or something before, probably.
With us on Saturday night as well. Ringside keeping a keen eye on this fight. Should both those fighters come through their fights, how big a fight that would be.
It's going to be a huge fight, and we're at such an amazing time in women's boxing where I'm so glad this fight didn't happen any sooner, right, between her and Marshall, because now you have all the eyes watching, where if it would have happened maybe a year or two ago, it wouldn't have gotten the praise and it wouldn't have gotten the attention that it deserves. So this is a great year for it to happen. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think for Claressa, she's such a great woman to fly the flag for the sport. I mean, yesterday at the press conference, she spoke about the parity in pay and it's campaigning for that.
On the real though,
yeah, absolutely. And,
one of the main reasons why this fight is pay-per-view here in the States, word on the curb,
of our hard work.
is Claressa Shields like rubs a lot of people the wrong way, like networks.
For ourselves, we're doing it for the next generation. Maybe
you know, like she can be a problem.
After that, but we're definitely laying the steps, laying the foundation.
Like the Zone and Showtime, pretty much. You know, rumors are like, yo, like, you know, she be on some weird shit.
What do you think is gonna happen?
Well, honestly,
like kind of toxic, if that makes sense. She's gotten better though, much better. But she burned some bridges.
She hasn't decided if she's going to start boxing Kozin or if she's going to start by taking it to her and digging to her body. She's really excited about the body work that she's been working on in the gym, powerful hooks. So I know she wants to look for that at some point in the fight, but I don't know if she's going to come out swinging or come out boxing.
The girl she's fighting is from Slovenia.
Michaela doesn't
Emma
know if she's
Kozin.
going to come out fighting or come out boxing. What do you think is going to
Slovenia.
happen?
I think she might come out and box, enjoy it, take it time. She'll do whatever she wants to do. I think she's by far the superior fighter in there. She can, if she wants to box, she can box. If she wants to take her out early, I think she
Let's head on over to the main event.
With Savannah at ringside, can you see her trying to send a message?
See if she does an interview.
Claressa, all smile. Ladies and gentlemen, the GWOAT, pound for pound star, Claressa Shields. Claressa, all smiles on the stage. You've had a great reception all week, but when you went face to face, an icy glare came over your face there. Is it strictly business?
The equal pay thing don't be making sense to me sometimes. I'll tell you why in a minute.
Thank y'all for coming. Tomorrow is go time. I've been nice this whole time. I have a lot of respect for Emma. She got as many knockouts as I got fights. I'm ready for tomorrow.
At the same time, at the open workout, she said, you said, I'm going to show Emma there's a difference between being good and being great.
Yeah, it is. It is. I've been on the world stage since I was 16 years old with 2 Olympic gold medals, winning my first Olympic gold here in London, and now I'm being able to turn pro and have all these world titles. I'm not letting nobody take my titles from me. And as good as Emma is, I'm great, and I'm going to show her that tomorrow.
Will you be confident enough to give us a prediction?
You know what? I don't want to give a prediction. I'm going to be a surprise, but just don't blink tomorrow.
Final message to everyone here, but also everyone back home in Flint who I know will be watching.
Everybody back home at Flint and you up in the USA who's watching me, I love you guys. I'm bringing the belts back home. Don't worry. The belts are coming back home to the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, Claressa Shields.
Head on over to the main event.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm not really interested in the main event too much. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Williams. Of course, you know, I would say that Chris Eubank Jr. is the favorite, but you never really know with him. He can be up and down sometimes. Let me see what's going on here.
Genuine bad blood between them, which is what the fans love.
I felt it. I've seen it on social media all week. And what's so...
Yeah, that's my thought on equal pay. You know, the money just doesn't generate out of nowhere. Yeah, of course we want them to get, you know, like paid, but sometimes they be like, you know, we should get the same amount as. It's like, wait a minute, where do you think this money comes from? Like, do people buy and watch your fights? Do like it just doesn't, like, you know, like it gets frustrating because it's like, yo, you're not really helping your cause, you know. I mean, yeah, you want equal pay, but at the same time, you be saying like crazy shit that like alienates certain people and certain groups of people. But all, you know, it's just, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Excited about it. It's like a classic boxer versus brawler. So you have these two styles completely opposite from each other.
Like the money just comes out of thin air.
You have the fans who love the brawler and Williams.
Like I want $10 million. I'm not saying she said that, but it's like, where'd that come from?
Long, lean, rangy boxer, but you can't ever look past a puncher like Williams. So we'll see.
And of course, Liam Williams, as you can hear, he's at home. He's going to have that home crowd behind him. Chris is very much going into the Lion's Den on Saturday night, but will that bother Chris at all, do you think, Matt?
No, he won't bother him at all. He'll feed off that. He'll feed off that energy just the same way that Liam Williams will. They'll be shouting for Liam Williams, but Chris Eubank will be feeding off that energy too because he loves the.
I don't think she can make 147.
So he loves
like
that
that's
role,
cutting
but,
it. Like that's cutting it for her.
There's going to be a lot of noise
cutting it
now.
close. I don't think it's safe for her to do that.
Speak. I was lip reading you then.
I'm sure you're saying something really insightful, Matt. It is a genuine 50-50 though.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think Williams will come out and box. I don't think he's going to look to go to war with Chris early because Chris, you know, has got fantastic stamina, great chin, so it's unlikely he's going to take him out early. I think if it's a distance fight or he's going to go into the later rounds at least. So I think what Liam needs to do is try and bag a few of the early rounds while conserving energy. And then he needs
is he doing this on purpose, Chris Eubank Jr.? I didn't watch this live, making him wait for a reason. What's taking him so long to get to the stage?
Looks happy.
Let me tell you, it wouldn't have been bouncing around like that if that weight was at 1 o'clock, if this was at 1 o'clock earlier today.
By the way, Liam Williams said that his hairline and his beard is fake. That's the thing they're doing in the UK, and Floyd did it too.
What they did at lunchtime.
Oh no, he looks
Because I was looking like, where does man hairline come from all of a sudden?
He'll be feeling full of energy now.
I think it's tattooed, he said, Liam Williams. You know, his pop had a hell of a hairline. Or lack thereof, Chris Eubank Sr. That joint was crazy.
Chris's third fight with Roy Jones Jr. So far, we've seen glimpses, we've seen flashes of what he's been working on with Roy. Do you think we'll see the finished article on Saturday? Do you think Liam Williams will bring out the best in Chris?
Well, you know, the last two opponents.
Yeah, now I look at it, that joint do look digital.
That's understandable because it was a new coach.
It looked genetically enhanced, that hairline.
He was trying, the left hand was low. You could see the Roy Jones influence on him. But, you know, he's going to have to put that all together now. And, he's going to need to make sure that's incorporated into his style. Because otherwise, you know, when the pressure's on, and he's going to be putting the pressure in his fight, you know, he could revert to type.
This is what we want to see. This is the genuine bad blood right there. What is he saying? What is he saying? Matt, I know you were worried whether there'd be genuine sort of angst there this afternoon, this evening, after they've all been fed. There is still a lot of tension between those two.
I mean, I think there's genuine dislike there from Williams' part. I think he really actually doesn't.
Look at Carly, he's off his rocker.
You know,
Look.
I think Eubank Jr.
What's going on?
His thing, that's the role he plays.
This afternoon, this evening, after they've all been fed, there is still a lot of tension.
My man is on the sauce.
I mean, I think there's genuine dislike there.
Or is it the nose clams?
I think he really
the sweet nose clams.
You know, I think Eubank Jr.
What the hell just happened? Wait a minute. Y'all didn't see that? Are we missing something? My man looked gone. Check him out with his turtleneck and these facial expressions. Like, he is gone.
genuine dislike there from Williams' part. I think he really actually doesn't like Chris Eubank Jr. You know, I think Eubank Jr. that's just his thing. That's the role he plays.
Bro,
I don't think it's too personal with anyone, but certainly I think he's got under Williams' skin for sure.
What do you think it's going to come down to? What version?
Your final prediction, when that light comes down.
Going to be coming to watch tomorrow.
To all these people that have come out.
Try and nick a few of those early rounds, conserve energy, get a lead on the cards.
And Liam Williams always had that eye twitch thing going on. I don't know what it is, if you notice it.
The smart thing would do, try and nick a few of those early rounds, but make sure you're conserving energy for the second half.
All right, let's hear what Liam Williams has got to say. He's with Andy Scott.
Liam, fired up, but I just wonder if you want to address all these people that have come out on a Friday night to see you.
Unbelievable. Some turn out to cut. They've obviously come straight from work, straight down here to support me, support their man. Look at them.
How much confidence does this give you that this is just a small fraction of the people that are going to be there tomorrow night? It's a sellout, and we know that most are there to see you.
I don't need any more. I'm grateful for all these people and, all the people that are going to be coming to watch tomorrow. But I don't take any confidence from that because I know my ability. I'm winning tomorrow regardless, and I'm winning in good fashion.
The words that you can repeat, what did you say to him at the head-to-head there?
Can't repeat.
Okay. Before you go, because I know you want to get off, your final prediction. When that light comes down, it's just you, him, and the referee. How does this fight go?
I'm going to smash this guy to pieces. He's getting done bad.
Wish you all the best of luck. Just going to make my way over to Chris.
I want a Turkish butt hairline.
Chris, it's only fair just to give you a straight reply to that. His final prediction was he's going to smash you to pieces.
No, that's a tattoo. That's a tatted hairline. Look at it.
You've got 24 hours to go. I know what's going to happen. The real boxing fans out there know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's a tattoo.
I'm just happy to be here. I love Wales. I love the Welsh fans. Whether you love me or hate me, it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Do you believe that red mist will come down tomorrow night, that you will have to put it on his toes, that you will have to stand in front of him at some point?
I'm a professional, there is no red mist. I'm thinking at all times, and I'm doing what I need to do to win. I'm not a dirty fighter, I'm a clean fighter. He's already said he's going to try and fight dirty. That's not the fighter I am. I'm going to beat him the right way, and I will beat him.
I know that you and Roy, winning is all that matters, but do you want to put a statement performance out tomorrow night? Do you want to send a message to the rest of the division?
Absolutely. I'm going out there to make a big statement, to cause serious issues in the middleweight division. Beating a man like him in the style that I'm going to do it is going to send a message to all the middleweight champions out there, and then we'll come for those belts in the summer and the winter.
Thank you for joining us, and we wish you both the best of luck tomorrow. Okay, let's get straight over to Ben and Dan.
Yeah. All right. One more way in to check out, and then we're going to talk with a special guest. Nah, it's just Big J. It's just Big J. About the Charlo Castaño 2 card. Briefly, we're not going to go into too much detail until next week. By the way, did I tell y'all about how the Zone? I put my subscription on pause, right, for December and January, and don't you know they unpaused my subscription without my consent twice and charged me? Those bastards, they got some fucked up practices with them, man. The Zone. So yeah, this card on the Zone here, let me pull this up as well. Another card I'm going to be covering, but likely not going to get into this until Sunday.
Combatant going at it tomorrow night. Headed your way right now.
Indeed, here is Bam Rodriguez. Welcome, Jesse. Congratulations on getting this fight.
Already?
Some people have thrust it.
Undefeated
Jesse. Here we are. Bam. Hold on, let's watch him weigh in.
Ready to go and step on the scale. Undefeated 14-0 with 10 knockouts, and he is ready at 114.1.
Winter Olympics, no, get out of here with that mess. Don't ever ask me no
And
shit like
from
that.
Sinaloa, Mexico, the former world champion, 39-4, 1 draw, 27 knockouts, Carlos.
You better watch your mouth. Coming in here with that.
114.4 for Cuadras, El Príncipe. He is ready as well. 12 rounds for the vacant WBC Super Flyweight World Championship.
Yeah, the zone is predatory. That's what I'm going to call them.
The green belt up for
Predatory.
grabs tomorrow night between these two talented super flyweights.
Do y'all care about this card? I really don't care about this card too much. Here's the card anyway. Carlos Cuadras versus a Bam Rodriguez Franco, Joshua Franco's brother. I do want to see the Jamie Mitchell fight though. Remember, she beat Shannon Courtenay. But besides that, nobody on this joint really call me, you know? Nothing that I'm just like, you know what? Like, yeah. I did want to see Cuadras versus the Rat King, though, Rungvisai. But if you don't know, Rungvisai got sick, so they called in Bam Rodriguez to take his place in a short notice. I mean, it's going to be a fun fight, but it's just not a fight where I'm just like, you know, like, yo. You know, Thurman versus Barrios is going to have my attention, and I'm going to cover this card on Sunday. This is the card, like, you know, where I'm going to, you know, choose to cover. But if you haven't heard the news, the boxing schedule is starting to come out, and expect in the next couple of weeks for us to hear something on what's going on with Errol Spence versus Yordenis Ugas. Boxing Scene released the article, was it yesterday or today? Where basically it's looking like it's going to happen the first or second week of April, and of course it's going to be on pay-per-view. You know, it's safe to say what we've seen so far is that the winner of Spence versus Ugas is likely going to probably fight the winner of Thurman versus Barrios. I mean, you know, that's how PBC get down. Can't really blame them. You know, keep it in-house. You know, I'm not going to talk about Crawford because I just don't see it. Also, Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano 2 has been officially announced for Los Angeles March the 19th with Tszyu taking on Terrell Goucher. Shout out to one of my sources. We talked about it. He sent me an email and I got to respond back. You know, a few weeks ago, we talked about the possibility of that fight. Me personally, because I covered Tszyu, I don't like the fight. But I understand for a fight, his first fight on American soil, they're dialing him back. I understand. We're going to talk to Big J in a little bit to see how that's going. And I forgot the other fight. Anybody in the chat remember the third fight that's supposed to be on Showtime? It's Charlo Castano 2, Tszyu versus Terrell Goucher, and what's the third fight? I forgot. And then the winner of that is supposed to, from my understanding, Tszyu is not the #1 mandatory. Like, that's after who gets their shot next. It's supposed to be Bakhram Murtazaliev, who's the IBF champion. I mean, the IBF #1 contender. I'm pulling up the rankings right now for you. I'm surprised it's not pay-per-view either, but word on the curb, and we've been hearing about pay-per-views, you know, more and more recently, but word on the curb is that Charlo doubleheader flopped super bad, hardcore. That it's like, yo, putting the Charlos on pay-per-view is just not, you know, it ain't there unless they're fighting like a Canelo or something. You know, but the Charlos headlining with their A-side, unfortunately, you know, they're just not there yet, you know? If Jamal beats Canelo, then of course, you know. But here's a breakdown of the 154-pound division. Charlo, as you can see, WBC, WBA, IBF. Castano, WBO. Murtazaliev is the IBF mandatory. Tszyu is the WBO mandatory. Lara is up at 160. Lubin and Fundora are to fight to be the WBC mandatory. They're going to be hearing something about that soon. Don't know what's going on with Tony Harrison. Didn't Israel Madrimov and Michael Soro, aren't they having some type of dispute? I really don't remember. Shockingly, Austin Trout is still out here ranked. Isn't that crazy? Magomed Kurbanov and Patrick Teixeira, they're still going to fight soon. They're just waiting for a rescheduled date. And to be honest, I won't be surprised if Terrence Crawford moves to 154. That's been, floating around. So remember, I'm going to be here tomorrow. We're going to be here for about a couple hours, streaming during and scoring during the co-main Leo Santa Cruz versus Keenan Carvajal and Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. I'm not really sure if I want to stream during the Sky Sports card. It's going to be on pay-per-view here in the States because I want to make sure that I'm not burnt out at night. But we'll see. Give me 1 minute. We got Big J on the line. What's going on, Big J?
Yeah, good afternoon, mate. How you going?
All right, you got a chance to look at the press release I sent you for Charlo Castaño 2. And, of course, Tszyu versus Terrell Goucher. What do you think about the fight?
Well, I'm like you. I'm not really that impressed with the fight, considering all the other options that Tszyu does have available to me, including Vladimir Hernandez, who's fighting on the Keith Thurman card. Why not just fight him?
As a late replacement, too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's 60 blokes available, or 60 spots in the rankings at 154. You take out the ones that are guys that double up. There's about 38 spots. There's 38 blokes that Tszyu could fight. You take out the 15, 16 already fighting each other. So there's 20 blokes. You tell me Tszyu couldn't get any of those guys? That he's going for this Terrell bloke who hasn't, who's had 3 cracks at a world title, lost all 3, right? And had a journeyman fight, last fight. When was that? August of last year or whatever it was.
Yeah,
this guy's not even ranked.
I'm surprised I won't have to pull it up.
Yeah, last fight I think was a two-round TKO or something against some nobody.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm not really. Jamonte Clark. Here's Terrell. I got Terrell Goucher's resume pulled up. 22-2-1 with 11 KOs. 34 years old. I was there ringside when he fought Iris Lindy Lara, and literally people were getting up and walking out. He's not a very entertaining fighter. He's never been stopped, and I'm guessing because he's had, this shot. He's fought Iris Lindy Lara, Austin Trout, Erickson Lubin. I'm guessing, Tszyu's side is looking like, okay, well, he's a credible fighter, with nice names on his resume. But from what I've seen from Terrell Goucher and what I've seen from Tszyu, I'm going to go, obviously, with Tszyu. But looking at other names that were available, it's like, okay, did they even attempt to try to, see what was going on with Bakr and Murtazaliev? Did they, try to see what was going on, even with a Jack Kouke? I mean, I don't know. I'm looking at this fight, and I'm like, okay, I understand what they're trying to do, but, especially it being his, American debut, but they couldn't get him a better name.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a lot of people in the know in Australian boxing that know a hell of a lot more than I do about boxing. They're like, nah, mate, it's a good fight. He's not at that level yet. It'll be a good icebreaker for him. Like, just back off a bit. And I'm like, yeah, okay, righto, we'll see what happens. But I'm like, he's the number 1 contender at WBO. He hasn't fought anyone higher than 6th. Like, why does he continue to piss fart around fighting all these no-name blokes, all these ranked? Remember,
and Goucher's not even ranked.
Yeah, and he hasn't had a world title fight for almost 5 years? I mean,
that was October. Years? He fought Lara in October of 2014. In his last 5 fights, he is 2-2-1. 2 wins, 2 losses, and split draw to
Austin Trout. Oh, Austin Trout, yeah. And it's like he's been in there with names, but he lost convincingly.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, he's been in there with good names. So he got the daylights kicked out of him. Big deal. Now, how many people can say that they were in the ring with Iron Mike Tyson and he knocked him out in 45 seconds? There's a fair few. So it doesn't matter. Unless you put up a credible fight against these opponents, it really doesn't make any difference. So Mundine took Snemoki to 10 rounds and he got knocked out cold.
Yeah.
He still lost the fight. So yeah, I'm not feeling it. Like there's other competition that he easily could have got, even lower ranked. Even the Vladimir Hernandez is 13 in the WBA. I don't think Tszyu's chasing the WBA, but even that guy would be more legit because he beat J-Rock Williams.
Yeah, J-Rock
exactly.
Williams.
Well, even if he fought J-Rock or Jason Rosario, that wouldn't last very long. Tszyu would gut punch the shit out of him. But Tony Harrison has gone on the record of seeing videos saying that he would fight Tszyu. I don't know what happened there. I've seen YouTube videos where he said that he would fight him. So
maybe it's a management thing, with Al Heyman, like giving up Goucher, but not really wanting to, see maybe a bigger fight with Tony Harrison. But I do have to let you go, Big J. Closing thoughts?
Well, let's see how he goes. I'm like, meh. But if he can make a statement that gets the attention of Castaño, Charlo, good stuff.
Did you hear anything about Tim possibly coming to the States? Like when? Because I'm expecting, I'm guessing they're going to have a press conference in the next few weeks.
I haven't heard anything. It's been bubbling for the rumor mill's been bubbling for the last 3 or 4 days. Well, this has been bubbling for a while, but it's actually got put up on socials about, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Mm-hmm. And basically, when he's actually going to go to America, I'm not quite sure. But when is actual Charlo Castaño fight? Sometime in March, isn't it?
March 19th. It's going to be in LA.
March 19th. Well, he should be expected to probably go over to the States very shortly. Yeah. Probably because his brother's fighting March 2nd, so he'll be gone before then. So, I dare say probably within the next week or so he'll go over there, have a full training camp, and just go from there. So,
all right. Well,
but we'll keep tabs on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go, Big J. Thanks for calling in.
No worries, mate. Right.
And of course, we're going to be covering the fight. And then once it gets announced, we're going to do an individual video, cover the press conference. After all, right now on YouTube, we're becoming your #1 source for Tszyu and Australian boxing. So I'm getting up out of here. I'm tired. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Got a long day of boxing coverage tomorrow. Claressa Shields versus Emma Kozin, Liam Williams versus Eubank Jr., the Otto Wallin fight, Julius Ndangu. I want to see Caroline Dubois. I want to see Jamie Mitchell fight. I want to see the Carlos Cuadras versus Bam Rodriguez, even though I'm not going to get to those till Sunday. And then, of course, the main card of the day, the Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. And we're going to go from there. Hold on. Who's this? We got a super chat coming in. TstreeT is balls hog back, you son of a bitch. Thanks for the super chat. Thurman is missing the fame. AJ gets washed by Usyk, but he has a better chance against Fury, but still loses. I think that, listen, I think AJ's going to lose to Usyk again. And if he tries to be more aggressive, it's going to cause him more trouble. And as far as AJ against Tyson Fury, if Tyson Fury can take what he took from Deontay Wilder and survive, I think he can survive whatever AJ would hit him with, me personally. Just my personal opinion. And the only fight I have, I'm on the fence about is how Fury versus Usyk will go. Because I've been covering Usyk for years. I've watched every single one of his pro fights. Dude is good. Dude is good. I've been screaming from the mountaintops for years that dude was good. But it is what it is. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow.